Well, it finally happened. It actually finally happened. You ever get the feeling where something's going to happen, but at the same time it's not going to happen. There's no way it's gonna happen, but it's gonna happen, you know? That's what I felt before viewing the September Nintendo Direct. And then it happened. And now I'm just, oh my god. How did they do this? Why did they do this? There's so many questions I have. It's too much for me, you know? I just need to make this video, and I want to gather some of my thoughts about this whole mess. Or I wouldn't say mess. I should say this masterpiece. It's a masterpiece, you know? My brain is very rattled right now, trying to comprehend all of this, because I'm recording this, it's only been a few days after the Direct. I'm still not sold that this is real. I still feel like I'm in one of my dreams where I get to do some crazy thing, and then I wake up and like, oh, it didn't happen. Like, I feel like this is one of those, you know? But it's not, and I'm so happy. It finally happened. So, back in 2019 is when it really hit me. Hashtag remaster Thousand Year Door. The whole movement. That's when my first big introduction to the series happened. Obviously, I was a fan beforehand. I played Color Splash, I played Super Paper Mario, I played some of the original, but I did not play Thousand Year Door at the time. Later on, I would go in to play a bit of Thousand Year Door, but I only ever gotten to just to Chapter 4. So yeah, I've never beaten the game. But yes, I still did cry when this announcement happened. I cried a lot. I'm not posting the full reaction here. Maybe I'll show a clip.
Oh god! Oh my god! I'm gonna cry! They treated me with so much care. It's the last announcement! It looks so good!
So after that, I saw this whole big not protest, but this whole petition, this whole thing. Let's get Thousand Year Door remastered, guys. Sign the petition. And I did. I was so excited. I thought, oh my god, if we work together, we might actually be able to do this. Because remember, in 2016, there was that interview with Risa Tabata, and she said, oh, fans are vocal, we'll consider remastering Thousand Year Door. And so we were vocal in 2019, that's what happened. Even beforehand, the fans were vocal. They didn't really like the modern style of Paper Mario, and I agreed to an extent. I did not like Sticker Star. I did like Color Splash in some aspects. I want to make a video on that someday. And Origami King I liked the most, obviously, just like many others. I thought it was a pretty good game. But obviously, I do want the original style to return in some format. And I'm glad it is. So after that whole protest, that whole thing, I was confident. Oh yeah, Paper Mario 2020, even if it's not going to be a remaster of Thousand Year Door, since it's already 2019, I doubt they're going to see all the petitions and all of the people wanting it. Even if they see that, I doubt they'll be able to make it in 2020. I think they were going to have some sort of modern Paper Mario, but it will obviously be better. They were getting better in time. They were getting better as time went on. It was just the natural curve of it, and with the Switch in general, there's no way they could make something at the level of Color Splash or Sticker Star. It had to be innovative, but good innovative. You know what I mean? That's what I expect from the Switch. That's what everyone does. At least, that's what I think. So then after Paper Mario 2020, we got more glimpses of, oh yeah, we want the original style to return, but we kinda can't because of some IP team or whatever. So I was like, yeah, we're probably not gonna get like a direct, big, new original game that's in the style of the classic games, but we'll probably be able to get a remaster, because as Risa Tabata said in that interview, they would remaster it, but they just need fans to be vocal about it. Who knows? For all we know, remasters might not have applied to any of those IP teams or whatever. That's what it seemed to be for Superstar Saga and the Bowser's Inside Story remake if those did follow mandates. And Super Mario RPG if that's following mandates. We don't know. We don't know if mandates are real. Check out my video on that. So after that, I was pretty confident, yeah, the remaster is very likely to happen, and I'm positive devs wanted that to happen too. So, I wanted to make a video on that in 2023, this year. I even mentioned it in my mandate video. But as you may know, that mandate video came out the day of the Direct because I thought it would be good for engagement so I can get more views and stuff like that. but it was the opposite, because then it became immediately irrelevant as Thousand Year Door Remake was announced. That was the whole thing. So why did I think that it would come out in 2024? Well, obviously, 2024 is the cycle of Paper Mario, you know, like every 4 years for the past 3 or so games, there's been a new game. Sticker Star in 2012, Color Splash in 2016, and Origami King in 2020. It just made sense for it to follow the 4-year trend. And one of the bigger things too was WarioWare Move It existing. Usually the dev team with WarioWare and Paper Mario share at least like half of the devs, so it would be kind of strange that they were making a new entry and they still had a Paper Mario game for 2024. How would they be able to pump those out so quickly? I know WarioWare is pretty smaller compared to Paper Mario obviously, but still it felt like a lot for Intelligent Systems, which made more sense as it would be a remake. They wouldn't have to do any new text really, any new characters, anything like that. It would just be a pure remake. It would be a lot simpler for the devs, and especially Kensuke Tanabe, who is also directing several other games like WarioWare Move It likely, probably the Mario vs. Donkey Kong remake, and obviously Metroid Prime 4, which is going to take up a lot of time. Another factor is the original director of the first 3 Paper Mario games, ever since of 2020, he doesn't have anything he's been working on, yet he still works at the company. He worked on a Japanese trading card game for Fire Emblem, and that discontinued. So now what's he gonna do? Oh, I don't know, maybe return to the IP that he is quite fond of and one of the only IPs that he's worked on at Intelligent Systems since the 2000s. So it made sense for him to come back, and why not come back in the form of making a remake? That'd be perfect for him to get back into the swing of things. Although I would be hesitant to say that this means that Paper Mario is quote-unquote back. We don't know if a new entry is able to be as creative as Thousand Year Door. It's a remake, remember, we don't know if remakes apply to quote-unquote mandates. I'm sorry for bringing them up so much, but that's the only real way I can describe it. As I mentioned, with Superstar Saga and Bowser's Inside Story Remake existing, it could have been very possible if Alpha Tree made a new Switch Mario & Luigi game or whatever. It would have been generic just like Paper Jam. We don't know if they were lying about Paper Jam not being mandated. We really don't know about a lot of things. Mandates might not apply because they're already pre-existing. And yes, I have seen that there was an original new character, but that character doesn't even violate anything, to be honest. He's just wearing an outfit just like an Origami King or Color Splash. And I'm not trying to defend this whole thing and do this whole debate all over again. I'm just trying to say that please try not to get your hopes up. I'm very hesitant, but I'm optimistic, if that makes any sense. I do think that they might want to make a new, weird, innovative battle combat for the next game. They might want to change it up even more in some different ways. I'm just not fully sold on the concept of it being back until I see an original game. But I am very excited and very pleased by the direction the series is going with the Thousand Year Door Remake. They are clearly self-aware in what fans want. Now, I do want to talk about my mandate video. While this could disprove everything in that video or throw a whole wrench into it, I have no idea. I still think it might be worth a watch if you haven't already, but it is very confusing with how this fits into all of this, and I really do not want to try and look into this all over again. So I hope you understand that. Now for a second, I want to look at the remake itself. It looks visually stunning. I thought Origami King looked beautiful, one of the best looking games on Switch, and that's a lot considering Xenoblade and Mario Odyssey exist. But it just looked gorgeous with like the paper and all that. But this looks incredible. The lighting, the texturing, it just looks amazing, and I'm shocked at how they're doing this on Switch. So I am very excited for the remake in general. I have not completely finished the game, and I am looking forward to doing that, and I'm going to try my best not to get spoiled, even though I basically know everything. I do hope the game has some new content in some sort of way, as it seems it is changing some aspects like who says text dialogue and certain small details like that. I am hopeful that the series will be great again, but I'm just not sure in what way it will be great again, if that makes sense. And to close this video off, I want to thank Intelligent Systems. I know no one from that team is going to watch this, but thank you. Thank you so much for listening to us. We were vocal, and it worked, you know? I'm just so happy about that specifically. That genuinely just it really warmed my heart, and I thank you all so much at Intelligent Systems. Seriously, I thought it would never work. I thought it was just talking to a brick wall. But clearly, it wasn't. So thank you.